This is CBC Here and Now.
Ten of our companies, 13 licenses have been suspended.
We need more confidence in this sector.
We should have advised earlier of these additional mortalities.
Mowi and Northern Harvest Sea Farms in hot water tonight as the province cracks down on the companies for their handling of the massive salmon die-off on the south coast. Tonight, major developments in the cleanup and details on the number of dead fish. Good evening and welcome to Here and Now. I'm Carolyn Stokes. And that's our top story tonight. Northern Harvest Sea Farms has lost most of its licenses after admitting that more than 2.5 million fish are dead. The province yanked the licenses today and urged them to press on with the cleanup in Fortune Bay. It's been a week of pushback and pressure from the NDP, the opposition, fish harvesters, and the public, all calling for an independent investigation into the massive salmon die-off. And remember, this happened at the beginning of September, so that's more than 5 weeks ago. Today, just days after defending the industry, Minister Germain is publicly criticizing the company. Byrne wasn't available to speak to CBC today, but released this statement, saying he learned today that additional sites have been affected by the mass die-off. The additional mortality numbers make total numbers higher than initially reported by the company. Byrne says as a result of the ongoing investigation and evidence of non-compliance, I am suspending all affected Northern Harvest Sea Farm licenses. Now, Byrne is also asking the international president of Mowi to meet with the government in person as soon as possible. Late today, the head of Northern Harvest, a subsidiary running the salmon farms on the south coast, spoke to reporters in St. John's. Here now's Peter Cowan was there. So, Peter, what new information are we hearing from the company today?
Carolyn, we now have that total figure, so we have a better sense of just how many salmon are dead after what the company says was very warm water. And that total is 2.6 million dead fish. And if you're wondering how much weight that is, that's 5,000 tons of dead salmon. Now, 2 million of those fish were from the die-off that we've been reporting on and showing you the cleanup efforts on the south coast. But now we're learning today that there have been additional pens were affected. There are 600,000 salmon that were injured by the warm water and took some time to die, and now the company is having to clean those up. In total, though, they say that they are 87% finished the cleanup, and by the end of next week, they expect that all those salmon will be cleaned up. A lot of people are concerned about the environmental impact of these dead salmon in the water, and the company has hired an Indigenous firm that's going to keep an eye and investigate what impact this is having on the local marine environment, especially the salmon fat that's been washing up on the shores in the area. What's happening to the dead fish? Well, they're being rendered. The company says what's happening is they're being processed and the meal and the oil is being extracted, and generally that's sold to pet food companies that want to be able to include salmon in their products. The reason we're seeing government upset today is they brought in new rules that requires companies to report mass die-offs within 24 hours, something that didn't happen here and that the company is taking responsibility for.
I want to state for the record that we should have advised earlier of these additional mortalities as they occurred over time. I take responsibility for this personally as the managing director of the company. We've learned from this experience.
Okay, so Peter, what does it mean for Northern Harvest Sea Farms to have most of its licenses pulled?
The big impact here is without a license, they're not allowed to restock those pens. So that means they can't put more little fish in there and allow them to grow and get bigger. But interestingly, they are still allowed to harvest the existing fish that they have growing in those pens. Now, interestingly, the company says it doesn't know what the requirements are going to be in order to get the licenses back. They're still waiting for a letter from government that will lay out those sorts of conditions. But there are still lots of fish. About half of their operation, in terms of total number of fish, Those fish survived, and they are going to continue harvesting and processing, even the ones that were in cages where a lot of the fish did die, and the company insists that that is completely safe and that fish is okay for humans to consume.
The healthy fish do not interact with the mortalities. So there is a certain level of small mortality that would happen in a cage anyway. When there's higher than normal mortalities, more divers are deployed to deal with that situation. Live fish don't interact with the mortalities.
There are still two key numbers that we don't know. The first one is how many jobs are impacted, because without pulling the fish out and processing them, the company says they're still figuring that out, and of course they are using people in order to do this massive cleanup. And the second thing is, how much is this costing the company? They're still tallying that number up as well, Carolyn, but they insist that this is going to be something that's going to be measured in millions of dollars.
Right, thank you so much, Peter. That's Here Now's Peter Cowan reporting live from the newsroom tonight. Well, two veterinarians, one in PEI and one in New Brunswick, have already analyzed the dead fish. The province has also asked the Marine Institute to conduct a third-party investigation into the salmon deaths. Now, if you recall, the Fisheries Union was the first to expose the salmon die-off back in late September. And tonight, the FFAW is weighing in.
We need more confidence in this sector if we're going to have good jobs there in the future, if people are going to be able to carry out a fishery and have pristine waters and rely on a healthy marine environment. So it's been a difficult few weeks. It looks like it's going to continue to be a difficult time, and with all of this uncertainty now, we've asked for a meeting with the Premier and the leaders and the executives at Maui to discuss what the next steps are going to be.
Now, ahead on the show, you'll hear more from the manager of Northern Harvest Sea Farm. He'll talk about where the company went wrong.
Another absolutely spectacular day out there across the province. We are starting to see some cloud cover move in. It's high cloud at this point, but it is filtering the sun a little bit more. Those temperatures absolutely gorgeous, but a lot of this cloud cover is ahead of our next system, and that is now Subtropical Storm Melissa. So we'll have more on the details on Subtropical Storm Melissa, how that's going to impact our weather as we head through the weekend coming up.
Thanks, Ashley. Well, nurses in Lewisport held a lunchtime demonstration today. They say they've had enough with staff shortages inside their workplace, and their union is threatening more action. Here Now's Garrett Berry reports.
Health care. We care. Health care. We care. They say vacation's been denied, but overtime enforced. They call it a rough summer. Make some noise. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Just fed up, I guess, with the way things have been going for a long time now.
And even today, the union says there aren't enough bodies for the work.
There's supposed to be 3 LPNs on one particular unit. There's 1 LPN. So right off the bat, the extra workload, extra responsibility passed on that licensed practical nurse is, number one, physically impossible to do. That means then the personal care attendants have to try to do additional duties.
They say it affects nurses and their residents. But why are they overworked?
If there's one single issue, you can say, well, we can focus on that and resolve it. But there's a number of significant issues, recruitment, retention, even people airing this difficulties in getting annual leave, for example. So somebody's saying, why am I going to do that work if I can't get a day off at some point in time?
Central Health told us today that they don't really dispute the concerns coming from the nurses and frontline staff here in Lewisport. They said there are significant challenges relating to recruitment, and they're taking significant steps to address them.
We go into high schools and speak to students throughout central Newfoundland about the opportunities for healthcare, quality healthcare jobs, good paying jobs in central Newfoundland. We are attending actually a couple of recruitment events in Toronto later this month in search of internationals for international new Canadians for unregulated positions such as personal care attendants.
And both sides also agree there are immediate steps that can be taken. Central Health is bringing in supply nurses, and the union wants more jobs to be posted on a permanent basis. As for the nurses already here, they say it's time for everyone to pay attention.
One day it's going to be them or their parent or that's in here, and that we're responsible for looking out to.
Garrett Berry, CBC News, Lewisport.
Staying with healthcare, PharmaCare is a government program to fund prescription drugs. It's similar to Canada's universal healthcare plan, and today it became a topic on the campaign trail in the hotly contested riding of St. John's East. Terry Roberts has more.
Jack Harris used a little MCP symbolism to make his pitch for PharmaCare and an expanded dental care program.
They should be able to take a card to get their prescription drugs. They should be able to have a card that gives them dental care. So many people don't.
Harris says it's all about fairness, equality, that uninsured Canadians should not have to stress over access to prescription medication.
Too many people are forced to make a choice between having prescription drugs or paying their basic bills.
It would cost billions, and the NDP will target one particular group to pay for it.
We're looking at making sure that the super rich pay their fair share. So we will want to close the tax loopholes that allows people to invest money overseas and not pay any taxes at all.
I'm excited to be part of a team that has also promised to do universal farm care.
But the Liberals have a plan of their own, plan to work with the provinces to make it happen. And Nick Whalen says Harris and the NDP have no chance of delivering.
As everybody knows, on October 21st, one of two people are going to be called on to be Prime Minister of this country. It's either going to be Andrew Scheer or Justin Trudeau. Andrew Scheer wants to roll back everything we've done on PharmaCare. Justin Trudeau wants us to move forward as a country with PharmaCare.
Conservative candidate Jody Wall could not be reached today, but an official with his campaign questioned the price tag for such lofty promises. But Harris believes it can be done, whether the NDP form government or perhaps hold the balance of power in a minority government.
I'll be there to fight for those things in Parliament.
Terry Roberts, CBC News, St. John's.
Several people were taken to hospital today before firefighters arrived at a business in Mount Pearl this morning. Firefighters say 6 people were taken to the Health Sciences Center after a propane leak was reported here at Coastal Outdoors on Topsail Road. They said Coastal Outdoors employees who might have been affected had already been taken to hospital for observation before they arrived. The RNC has now passed the investigation off to Occupational Health and Safety.
We got a call that there was a suspected leak of propane in the building here at Coastal Outdoors. And when we arrived on scene, the building was vented. We did use our gas detector to check the surrounding area for propane, but we didn't find anything at the time that we arrived.
Well, the Newfoundland Growlers are back on the ice after an impressive first season. The ECHL champs are starting what they hope will be another winning year. And here now's Meg Roberts is down at mile 1 for the big game tonight. So Meg, what's it like down there so far?
Big night for the Growlers. The doors just opened, so people are starting to trickle in now and take their seats. Now, this is the first game of their second season, and it's already feeling like a bit of a different atmosphere in here. We spoke to the owner of the Growlers a little earlier today, and he said that, this time last year, the first game last year, there wasn't even jerseys to purchase in the store because it all had kind of come together so late. So that's not the case this year. There are lots of jerseys, lots of people wearing their black and gold. Now, just some general information here. There are 10 returning players and a lot of new faces as well. The game starts at 7 and it's not quite sold out yet. There's a couple single tickets left. The Growlers are playing the Reading Royals, and before the game starts, there's going to be a little bit of a ceremony. They're going to raise the championship banner to the rafters. And there's not just one Kelly Cup here, but there's actually 2. So I'll have more on that coming up a little later in the show.
Thanks, Meg. That's here now's Meg Roberts reporting from Mile 1 Center tonight. Well, Corner Brook welcomed the 5th largest cruise ship in the world today. The MSC Meraviglia brought with it more than 4,000 passengers and 1,500 crew members. Here now's Troy Turner was there.
It was the first festival of Corner Brook colors and featured its share of colorful characters. The city closed down a street and upped its party game for today's cruise ship. The extra effort saw more music and activities for the thousands of visitors. Vendors also had more exposure, as well as a chance to talk local heritage.
I love to talk about my culture. I really do. And explain the medicine wheel and the colors of the medicine wheel and what they represent. And I had one man from a cruise ship, and he said to me, "This is what we're looking for when we come in. We want to know, like, what the city is about."
Mummers danced in the streets and music filled the downtown. The effort seemed to work for tourists.
I loved it. It's always been a dream of mine to come to Canada or America, but
Canada is top.
It's go on, you answer it.
She was so excited when she went onto a school bus to be transferred. She says, "Oh, I feel like a kid again." She absolutely loved it.
The hours of prep and planning was worth it for the city. The idea is for visitors to be left with a longing to return. A colorful display of foliage and friendliness will help, said the city's tourism coordinator.
Corner Brook is a place where stories can begin. I think that it is essential for us to realize that tourism can be such a boost for our economy, people, bringing people home, keeping people here. I think that it can be of major benefit if we just all hands on deck collaborate and get it done.
Well, as you can see from the bustle of activity behind me, there's a lot happening in Corner Brook today, and specifically the downtown area, all having to do with the cruise ship visit and the festival that's here in accordance with it. According to the city, this will not be the last festival of this kind. They've got plans already in the works for next year that will not only include cruise ship visitors and tourism, but also locals alike. In Corner Brook, Troy Turner, CBC News.
Do you know why the leaves change color in the fall? I'll give you a little science lesson coming up. Well, I've been showing you beautiful fall scenes all across the province for a couple of weeks now, but do you know why the leaves change color in the fall? Bet you didn't know that the red, orange, and yellow leaves actually have these colors in them all year round, and that's thanks to chemical compounds. But where does the green come from? Well, that's another chemical compound called chlorophyll. That's a green pigment that's very important to photosynthesis, and that's a process which plants use energy from the sun to convert carbon dioxide and water into sugars. That's the tree's food, and that keeps it alive through the summer. Chlorophyll requires sunshine and warm days, so when we start to lose the sun and the heat, the chlorophyll starts to die off, revealing the natural color of the leaves. The weather we have in the fall is actually influencing the brightness or intensity of the colors. So the low temperatures, the overcast days, and the rain all make the colors bright. But cool, dry days like today are perfect for enjoying them.
Neat.
Yeah.
It was funny this morning you asked me, you were like, Carolyn, do you know why leaves turn colors in the fall? And I thought about it and I was like, no, I don't actually know exactly why that happens.
Yeah,
so.
it's something that we always see on a daily basis, but we don't really know why things happen. So I figured maybe it was time to show or to tell you why.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, very cool.
So it's the Friday heading into the long weekend. Very exciting.
And boy, was it a gorgeous
one.
one.
Oh, so nice out today. Is it going to stay this way for a little while?
Unfortunately not. So we've had our fair share of beautiful weather. So we do have the next incoming system moving in for the weekend. So most of us are going to see rain. But as far as those temperatures go today, like I said, actually the coolest temperatures were along the south coast. St. John's only reached a high near 13 degrees, but with that lack of wind and plenty of sunshine, it felt incredible in the afternoon. And then we see temperatures in other places reaching the 20-degree mark for Badger, up through Lab City, Happy Valley, Goose Bay, along the coast. Look at that, 20 degrees in Nain this afternoon. That was actually a record. Most areas along the coast did see record temperatures today, 20 degrees in Cartwright as well. Now those temperatures have dropped a little bit, 9 degrees for St. John's, 17 in Badger, still an absolutely gorgeous evening happening in Happy Valley, Goose Bay, 20 degrees right now. So as we head through the night tonight, those temperatures are going to drop like they have been over the past couple of days into the evening hours. Drop like a rock actually for some places, down to about 4 degrees for St. John's. Those winds will stay light, 10 to 15 kilometers per hour out of the south. Corner Brook looking at 7 degrees, light winds, but the winds are going to start to pick up for the southern half of the island tonight. And St. Anthony sitting around 5 degrees. Now up through Labrador, again, mild night for Nain, 7 degrees. That's more than your afternoon high should be. 3 degrees for Happy Valley, Goose Bay, and going down to -2 for Lab City. So here's what's happening right now. We do have a ridge of high pressure in place, starting to see some high cloud creep in through the afternoon today. And that's because of subtropical storm Melissa, and here's what it is. So really it's just a nor'easter that's been sitting south of us. We've been talking about that for the past couple of days. It's been blocked by that ridge of high pressure. It strengthened a little bit this morning, and so they issued a subtropical storm. Basically, that just means when we have tropical storms, we see the eye filled with a lot of that convection, so the thunderstorms, but subtropical means that that's outside. So we're definitely seeing that. Now, the remnants of subtropical storm Melissa are going to move south of us, but not before we see a wreck house wind warning. Those winds will pick up tonight, gusting about 60 kilometers per hour. They'll peak tomorrow afternoon with gusts near 100 kilometers per hour. So there it is there. It's actually what we call double barreled. So another low pressure system is going to develop from it. That's going to move up, bring that rain further north through the afternoon tomorrow, or at least the evening hours tomorrow. Actually, we'll start to see that rain late day. And we could pick up as much as 20 to 30 millimeters along the south coast. Southern Avalon will likely see the most, locally upwards of 30 to 50 millimeters of rain. But overall, those temperatures pretty similar to what we've been seeing for the past couple of days, 11 degrees for St. John's. Those winds out of the south picking up a little bit, 20 to 40 kilometers per hour. Temperatures in central through the mid-teens, same for Corner Brook at 17 degrees. And then another absolutely gorgeous day up through Labrador. You're going to hang on to that sunshine and temperatures in the double digits. So that's a look at your forecast. We'll look ahead to see what the rest of the long weekend coming up.
Thanks, Ashley. Well, tonight the Growlers will take to the ice in their first game of the 2019-2020 season. The stakes are very high as they defend their championship title. And here now's Meg Roberts is at mile 1, joins us now live. Meg.
Carolyn, it kind of feels like the first day of school. There's a nervous energy. I feel like everything looks very shiny and new. Now, it's been 1 year since the Growlers have been in St. John's. A lot has happened since then. I'm now joined by the Growlers owner, Dean McDonald. Dean, standing here tonight on the first game of the season, what does it feel like opposed to the first game last year?
Well, a little less nervous because we now know what we're dealing with, and having the championship is just unbelievable, obviously. But we have high expectations this year, so lots of nerves again.
How are some of the guys on the team feeling? How has that changed?
So we have 10 players back, so a lot more continuity than last year. It was all fresh faces last year. We have the super noobs back, 3 players from the island, which is great. And so I think there's a lot of quiet confidence among the team. And, you know, we have a target on our back now, is everyone's going to be chasing us.
Do you think that, you know, are players eager to get here now? I know that you had...
That's a really good point. So last year when they arrived, they were a bit downtrodden. They didn't know where the hell they were on the face of this earth. And now suddenly we have a great reputation. This is the place you want to play. We treat our players well. It's an exciting fan base. So players love to come here.
Why am I hearing about 2 Kelly Cups?
Well, so 2 years ago, the winner of the Kelly Cup, it was the Colorado Eagles. They wouldn't return the cup last year. So the league had to go out and make a second cup. Over the summer, we used some diplomatic skills and a couple of rums, and we managed to get them to cough up the other cups, so we have 2 cups here tonight.
If that cup could speak, what would it say over its travels over the summer?
Well, it's got a few dings and bumps and bruises, so it's probably good we have a second one, and probably a lot of the stories aren't probably best shared on TV, but you know, the players have a lot of fun with it. It's been all over North America.
Is there any added pressure this year of being the reigning champions?
I think it's a different kind of pressure because now we know we can do it, so we know what to expect from that point of view. But every team will be running hard at us this year. We expect that. And look, we want to win again. And so it's a fresh start, but we know we have the troops to do it.
What can the audience, the fans, expect this year that maybe they didn't get last year?
So we had a very fast team last year. The Leafs are telling us that this team is faster, which is hard to believe. But so I expect we'll be the fastest in the league. And our defensive core this year are really fast and offensive minded. Last year they were a little more heavy set, stay at home, bruising, hulking defensemen. This year it's speed, goal scoring. So I think you'll see a much more potent power play.
Thank you so much for the chat and good luck this evening. That was the Growlers owner, Dean McDonald. So the game starts at 7 here tonight. It's not quite sold out yet. I guess there's a couple single tickets floating around. So if you're desperate to get down here, you still have a bit of an opportunity to do that. Reporting live at Mile 1, I'm Meg Roberts for Here and Now.
Bring some seeds from Middle East.
He sowed seeds from the Middle East in the spring, and now it's harvest time. We're about to check in on a Syrian farmer who planted a local crop this year in a climate much different from his home country. Now he has fava beans, Syrian squash, and Syrian zucchini to enjoy. Welcome back to Here and Now. Well, a spring spent laying roots has turned into a successful harvest season. Back in June, Murray Meadows Farm hired 2 Syrian farmers through a program run by the Association for New Canadians. In the lead up to this holiday weekend, Here and Now's Adam Walsh stopped by the farm to talk crops and Thanksgiving.
My name is Nizar Khalif. I am here as a farmer with Maurice Farm. The first year when I saw a lots of snow, that's make me frustrated. But after that, when I start working at this farm, summer is coming very nice, and we can growing everything. I bring it a cucumber seed, different kind that farmer using here, and fava beans and squash, zucchini, Syrian zucchini. Lots of new Canadian come from Middle East. They like it, this product as well.
Beyond our expectations. I mean, the farm has never been more productive than it has been this year. They filled up that greenhouse with cucumbers, and we went, what are they going to do with all those cucumbers? That seems like a lot of cucumbers. We were starting to make sprung greenhouse jokes. And we didn't have enough of them. We just couldn't keep up. The fava beans, late in the season, we got the vegetable marrow, the Syrian squash, and we had people lined up at the farmer's market waiting for it and sold out immediately.
I heard this story the other day. You mentioned something about your dad back in Syria and this spirit of generosity, and you wanted to carry it on. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
My father was a farmer because my grandfather was a farmer. Since other countries took Golan Heights, lots of people moved to inside of Syria. They left their province, and my father was best sheep to a newcomer that could survive because they have nothing to eat, and as well children to feed them milk. That's story my father was. Really, I am very proud to hear this story from my father. My father, he is dead since 2011, since the war started.
Your father's message of generosity, it's in you now. And how are you trying to live that or move that forward?
I just like to tell this story for my children. They will be a citizenship here, and how they be generous with other people who come from away like a newcomer. I would like to they keep doing what my father was doing.
It's been an amazing year. It's been their kids volunteered for, I mean, speaking of Thanksgiving, I mean, I can't be more thankful for the amount of work that the kids did this year and volunteered. I tried many times to try to pay them, and I got chased away with a shovel, I think, because I almost made one of them angry when I was trying too hard. So it was I mean, that was really wonderful, and I've never seen teenage kids enjoy gardening so much. I mean, they really loved it. Every time I showed up, they'd smile on their faces and helping alongside me, and I'd show them how to do things. They showed me how to do things. It was really great, really fun summer.
Lovely story from Here and Now's Adam Walsh. Now to a farm of a different kind, back to our top story, the salmon farm cleanup on the South Coast. Today, the manager in charge of Northern Harvest Sea Farms revealed the exact number of dead salmon, a number that before now was not disclosed. He also said his company should have been more transparent.
On the substantial completion of the cleanup work that has taken place to date, our company is providing the following projections. 2.6 million fish, approximately 5,000 tons of salmon, are expected to be removed finally as mortalities from the sites affected by the temperature event. This is how that figure is comprised. The mass mortality event reported September 3rd. This event comprised mass mortality totaling 2 million fish over 6 sites. The cause of death of these fish were confirmed by regulators to be consistent with environmental effect. In addition, we've identified 600,000 more fish that we believe were weakened by the temperature event and died as a result. This was reported to the government today. I want to state for the record that we should have advised earlier of these additional mortalities as they occurred over time. I take responsibility for this personally as the managing director of the company. We've learned from this experience. The salmon mortalities comprise approximately half of all northern harvest fish in the water. This is approximately 2.6 million fish out of 5.4 million fish in the water. 72 cages were impacted by the mass mortality event, as I noted, and 63 of those have been fully cleaned up. We anticipate full cleanup by next week. In total, we have 166 cages in the water in Newfoundland. So just to reiterate and clarify, 10 sites were affected by the temperature event. 6 were impacted by the mass mortality reported on September the 3rd. 4 more have been impacted by mortalities among fish weakened by the event. So 10 sites out of the 13 that Northern Harvest has in the water.
Welcome back to Here and Now. I'm at Mile 1 Center for the Growlers season opener. We're about 20 minutes to the start of the game. Lots of excited fans filing in now. They want to see their favorite players on the ice. So earlier today I caught up with some returning players as well as some new players, so you can take a listen to that now.
I honestly can't wait to play in front of our home crowd again. It was great during the playoffs last year and parts during the regular season, so I'm super excited. Last year, I think there was probably a little bit of a different energy with there not being a hockey team here for a couple years. And then this year, we all know each other for the most part. Even the newer guys, we got to meet them in training camp. But this is a great time to be in St. John's. We love hockey here as a team and as a community, so it should be a fun season.
Definitely going to be different, but it's something I'm excited for, and I think they love their hockey out here, so I'm excited to play in front of a big crowd tonight.
They're coming off of a phenomenal season, so is that a bit of excitement for you, or how do you feel knowing that, last year they won the league?
Yeah, it's obviously something special, especially with the ceremony tonight, but I think we're trying to look to build off that and, go for it again.
We're really excited. Obviously it's been a long off season when it came to training camp for a lot of guys. Been going for a month now, but we're looking to enjoy the excitement of an opportunity to raise a banner and then obviously get to work. Last year we came in and nobody knew anybody, outside of maybe the local guys that are playing here. But to have that core group that have been here that know the standards that we want to play at and we want to have within the community, to be able to help the process of the young guys that came in here. So, the big thing that we keep saying is that, last year we were all new guys. It was a neighborhood. We became a brotherhood real quick. And it's going to be the same thing this year.
So although you might notice some differences on the ice, there is one thing that has stayed the same here, and that's the snack. So I'm trying to currently decide what I'm going to buy, although I saw this post on Instagram a little earlier, and it might sway my decision. That is 160 kilograms, or about 350 pounds of cheese. So Carolyn, don't count on me to do any in-depth reporting because I'm going to be deep into a poutine. Back to you.
Great, thanks so much, Meg. That's here now's Meg Roberts reporting live from Mile 1 Stadium tonight. We're turning now to national news. Halifax's new police chief is fielding questions about 3 separate crimes involving his own officers. All 3 officers are facing potential criminal charges for separate incidents that happened in just the last few weeks. The chief called reporters to a news conference yesterday. He's trying to get in front of an issue that's prompted questions from the public and from the city's police commission. One officer is accused of theft, a second charged with sexual assault. A third was arrested Monday after a domestic incident. While that third officer was released without charges, the chief expects charges will be laid in all 3 cases. He also wants to reassure the public about the police force as a whole.
So officers are expected to be above reproach at all times. Anything less is unacceptable. While I cannot speak to the full details of these cases that are still under investigation, I can say that criminal charges are being pursued in all 3 cases. 2 have been referred to the Serious Incident Response Team, and we are taking the appropriate internal discipline steps as laid out in the Nova Scotia Police Act. I wanted to come here to deliver a message, and the message is quite clear. I do not want these 3 incidents to overshadow the work that's being done by our members each and every day. They're professional, they're accountable, they're out there doing the work that they need to do.
And for some perspective on this, the chief says there have been 15 incidents in the last 5 years involving both officers and civilian employees. While these 3 incidents happened closely together, Kinsella says there doesn't appear to be an increase in these types of cases. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. Time for a look at the long-range forecast.
Yes.
But starting with tomorrow, right? And tomorrow is looking pretty good, particularly Labrador.
Yeah.
Crazy temperatures up there.
Yeah, that ridge of high pressure is still very much in play for you tomorrow. So you're going to hang on to these warm temperatures. We'll take a look at the setup. Like I said, that ridge of high pressure in place. We are going to see some cloud cover push through for the day. First high cloud, which we're already seeing, and then some more significant cloud cover moving in through the day. Again, most of Labrador will only see that high cloud move through with your temperatures staying quite mild. And then we'll start to see that rain push in thanks to a low pressure system. And it will be heavy at times through the day on, or at least through the overnight on Saturday into Sunday. That low gets closer. We could see the rain taper to showers and then into the afternoon on Sunday. Generally going to stay unsettled for most of the island with some rain again up through the northern peninsula and parts of the northeast coast. Otherwise, those gray skies tapering to showers and or drizzle through the day. And then for Sunday, more cloud cover moves in, and then the best chance of showers for Lab West will be on Sunday. Once that moves through, Monday's actually looking a little bit unsettled as well, especially up through Labrador. Some more cloud cover will move in across the island with that potential for a few showers, but you'll notice the temperatures are going to dip quite significantly. So we're going to go from those double digits on Sunday. Take a look at these temperatures, even warmer, especially for the Avalon. Could reach a high near 19 degrees for St. John's. Grand Falls, Windsor, 18. So you're going to stay pretty similar to what we've been seeing for the past couple of days. And then a big temperature drop from Nain. So we're going from 20 degrees today and close to that tomorrow, down to 3 degrees. Happy Valley Goose Bay is going to jump down to 11 degrees as well, and then Lab City down to 9. So that is kind of what we're going to see for the weekend. So here's a look at most regions. So we're looking at 17 degrees again like Saturday, and then dipping down into those single digits. Notice the temperatures are going to be, or you'll note the temperatures will be warm in the morning, and then we'll eventually see those temperatures drop through the day. With generally gray skies sticking around, we might see a little bit less cloud cover for the southern portions of the island. And then western Labrador going down to 8 degrees by Monday. Same for the Happy Valley Goose Bay region. So as far as the next 5 days goes, you're looking at the temperatures falling, as I said, on Monday, back to some sunshine for Tuesday, and then eventually reaching those double digits as we head into Wednesday. Even warmer for the middle of next week for central Newfoundland with clearing skies through the day, so you'll see that chance of showers in the morning. And then for western Newfoundland, sunshine on Wednesday with those showers moving in late day on Tuesday. So you'll eventually see some clearing skies. Eastern Labrador looking at 7 degrees by Tuesday, 11 by Wednesday. So again, back up and down, a little bit of a roller coaster. And for western Labrador, no snow yet. You might see it again Tuesday night as those temperatures dip to -1. So let's look at your forecast. I'll have your weather photo coming up.
Thanks, Ashley. Well, if you think your weekend plans are out of this world, just check this out.
You can see Drew Morgan already making his way towards the work site on the very far end, that second set of solar arrays on the far right.
Whew, 2 U.S. astronauts set out for a spacewalk this morning. It's the second time the pair have floated out of the safety of the International Space Station into the cosmos. Today's mission, replacing worn-out batteries. And just 2 days after the Nobel Prize was awarded to scientists who invented the powerful lithium batteries these astronauts are using. And yeah, I guess they're not afraid of heights. That looks terrifying to me.
Take a look at this beautiful shot sent to us by Anne. I'll tell you where this was taken when we come back after the break.
Time to find out who's celebrating. Happy 65th anniversary to Frank and Susie Young of Beachside. Ross and Christine Gillingham of Labrador City celebrated their 50th anniversary yesterday. Happy anniversary greetings going out to Bruce and Agnes Burry of Botwood. They're celebrating 61 years of marriage. Congratulations to Irma and Sterling Freak of Appleton. They've been married for 66 years. Happy 57th wedding anniversary tomorrow to Linda and Wilson Hurley of Grand Falls, Windsor.
Happy 54th anniversary to Bob and Ann LeDrew of Buckins. Happy 50th anniversary to Helen and Peter Miller of St. John's. Happy 95th birthday yesterday to Mary Elliott of Mainbrook. And birthday greetings to Vera Burt of Grand Falls, Windsor. Vera is celebrating her 91st birthday. Happy 92nd birthday today to Bertha Conway of New Perlican.
Katie Babstock at Birchview Manor, Glovertown, is also celebrating her 92nd birthday today. Congratulations to Banfield and Eva Fudge of Ramia, now living in Milltown, who are celebrating their 55th anniversary. Happy 55th anniversary also to Bill and Rosalie King of Lethbridge, now living at Thorburn Lake. Happy 67th anniversary tomorrow to Lynn and Marina Boyd from Summerford. Happy 50th anniversary to Celestine and Dorothy Clark.
Happy 92nd birthday to Joseph Hopkins of Queens Harbor. Happy birthday to Mary Bridget McGrath of Branch, who is celebrating her 90th birthday. Birthday greetings to Melvin Grandy of Garnish, who celebrated his 93rd birthday yesterday. And happy 97th birthday to Jane Dooley of Sweet Bay. Happy 92nd birthday to Dave McGrath of St. Bride's. Happy 93rd birthday to Esther Arnold of Traystown, now living in Glovertown.
Happy birthday to Blanche Cooper in Gander, who is turning 98 next week. Happy birthday to Grace Legg of Marystown, who celebrated her 91st birthday yesterday. And happy 90th birthday to Job Dooland II of Beta Spear, now living in Grand Falls, Windsor. Fine crowd. Congratulations to everyone who's celebrating.
Yes.
Well, Ashley, are you afraid of spiders?
Nope, I'm afraid of snakes.
Oh, okay.
That's my fear.
Okay, well, this may not bother you,
Okay.
but let's see. An Australian park is unleashing hundreds of poisonous spiders, and get this, they're breeding more of them. Here's why.
We actually have 10 egg sacs in captivity at the moment. More should be coming in over the coming months, and all of the young from that will be raised up for our anti-venom program in the future.
Oh boy.
Yep, here we go. Here we go.
Oh,
Yep.
geez.
Just one bite from any of these guys can kill you in minutes if left untreated. So to create an antidote, a lab in Australia has started to breed these spiders, and they milk out the poison to make a life-saving serum for different kinds of spider bites. I apologize to anyone who's really freaked out right now. So this is the first time they've ever been able to breed these little assassins.
It's scary they're that small, but they pack
Kill
a
you.
punch.
Yeah.
That's the only good reason to breed more of those, is to make a serum, because I was very confused in the first part of that.
Well, you have a gorgeous shot to show us.
I do. It was taken at Bon Bay Big Pond.
Okay.
And there's that beautiful shot there. A little bit of cloud cover, a little bit of fog, calm sky, or calm water there. And
very calm.
A little bit of gold trees there.
Yeah, the leaves changing, lots of beautiful pictures to be taken out there right now.
Absolutely, especially with this beautiful weather we've had. Thank you so much to Anne for sending that in. And if you have any weather photos you'd like to share with us, send them to nlphotos@cbc.ca.
Well, that's it for us tonight. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you have a wonderful long weekend with lots of yummy turkey.
Lots of turkey.
This weekend. I know I'll be having turkey. You'll be having turkey.
I'll be having turkey.
Yeah, we have to roll us in here on Tuesday for sure.
Yep.
Thanks so much for joining us, everyone. Enjoy your weekend.
Good night.